y'all got the opportunity to do something pretty rare and send a senior class out with state championship rings from every level. What is your focus
Well,
on?
I think the key is not talking about it. I mean, I think everybody knows that it's there, but I mean, for us, I mean, I really hadn't thought about that. I mean, it's just, you know, what I think about for our seniors is what kind of leaders can we help them grow into, so they'll be better fathers and better husbands one day. And then at the same time, it's not about going on the field and making plays, but it's about how you lead on and off the field. So it's accountability, it's ownership, and then if they take care of that, the other stuff will take care of itself. But, you know, our lock-in and focus right now is our motto is kind of so what, now what. So what have we done so far, but now what are we going to do?
First time in a while that you've had to replace a quarterback.
Yeah.
You've had great leadership back there for at least the past couple of years. So how do you feel about that position?
Well, we're very fortunate to have Jack, and you know, Jack did a great job within the long line of great quarterbacks that played at Hoover, back to, you know, John Parker Wilson and Ross, and then you know, Jarrett Bryant and those guys, and Ryan Carter. So you know, we've had a lot of great quarterbacks. So, you know, there's great responsibility there, and you know, we've got Chris Vaccarella, who's a kid that, you know, I feel like has really emerged as our starter right now. But Garrett Farquhar is also another guy that I feel like will be getting a lot of reps this year, you know, and so we got to find a way to get both of them on the field. But, you know, both of them understand the responsibility in front of them. They understand our offense goes as they go. We'd like to be able to do some different things, but you're only able to do what your quarterback allows you to do. So, you know, we've got to dictate the flow of the game, you know, the pace of the game, throwing the ball on first down, not just running the ball. People load the box. We got to be able to hit them up over the top. So we got to be able to dictate that, and at that position allows us to be able to do that.
You're one of 7A
Yeah.
over with. After this first year, what's your perception of the new classification?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing, you know, I think it's, you know, it's you got some teams in 6A that you were used to playing, and then, but at the same time, you know, I think the state was, you know, excited about the first year of it. You know, I'd love to still have that one more playoff game and I'm not going to lie to you, from a revenue standpoint. You know, we lose a game in the playoffs, so I'd love to still have that, but there's no way you could work that out with the numbers, so I understand that also. But I thought the way we handled ourselves as far as playing on a Wednesday, having a week off, it was good to kind of get healed up. And then you saw two of the best teams in the state play, and they were rested up, ready to play. So there was no excuses. There was no, you know, underlying stories underneath the game. It was just, hey, let's get up and play. Everybody's ready to go. So
how much or how weird, whatever adjective you want to use, is it going to be take the field for that first game and not have your brother standing there beside you?
Well, I mean, you know, we've been together the last going on. This would have been our 9th year, and so it's always different. It's just different having him not around the office. You know, he lives probably 1 mile from my house, and so that's different. You know, and the coaching part's different, but it's more the personal. We were best friends, so you know, if I ever needed to bounce something off of him or vice versa, we could do that, and we can still do that. I mean, we were on the phone yesterday and the day before, and then, you know, we were at the convention this past week, stayed at my mom and dad's in Montgomery, so, you know, we still have a relationship. We're just so busy, you know, it's hard to talk as much as we used to. So you know, when we worked together, it gave us an excuse to be around each other.
And how awesome down the road, whenever would it be to have the brothers Niblett facing off against each other?
Well, it would be awesome. The hardest part would be on my mom. You know, my dad could handle it. I mean, he wouldn't worry about it, but my mom would be wondering, you know, exactly how that was going to pan out or how it was going to work out. But I told my brother, I said I would be very happy and very proud. We know we both made it to a state championship game when we play each other.
Coach, did you say that there might be a couple of different guys you're working there at the quarterback job?
Well, yeah, I mean, Chris Vaccarella, you know, if you came out and, you know, the first day and ran with our ones, you would see Chris running with our runs and Garrett running with our twos, but you'd also see Garrett getting some work in with our ones. So, you know, between Chris Vaccarella and Garrett Farquhar, they'll continue to compete and push each other. And then, you know, at the end of camp, we'll see where we're at. But, you know, I was excited about the progress that both of them made, and I thought Chris made some huge strides within the 7-on-7 this summer, made some big throws for us. So, you know, both those guys want the ball in their hands. Both of them are competitors, and both of them, when they get on the field, are going to make plays for us.
Do you kind of feel more comfortable maybe with one guy? Like,
well,
no,
I've always liked having guys that can compete, because then it keeps everybody in check all week and everybody's got to work all week, because I think you're only as good as the depth that you have. So, you know, if something were to happen to one of our quarterbacks, you know, we don't want to have to change what we're doing. So I think you got to be able to allow those two guys to be able to get the reps that they need, to be able to compete that they need to, but also understand when game time starts, hey, this is the starter. Hey, you need to be ready to go to work. You know, you could go in the third or fourth series, but have a package for those guys so they get their feet wet.
Now, we saw some change. We see changes every year with coaches, players, but last year we saw a Josh Niblett that went from kind of the spiked hairdo to the comb over. And you kind of really made the flat bill hat a big deal.
Well, I did go flat bill 2 years ago. All right, I am flat bill this year. I'll be flat bill again. I used to be a visor, you know, but I felt like I needed to do something. You know, I wanted to reinvent myself. So that's what I asked our guys to do. Give me a better version. I thought the better version was a flat bill. And then, you know, buzzing the hair up to the part. You know, I probably could break out a soccer ball and I could probably fit in with the guys in the Major League Soccer league. But, you know, just, you know, I'm just who I am. I'm who I am in my own skin. And the thing about it is I like to wear board shorts when I'm not around, and I like to wear Van shoes and a V-neck T-shirt. I mean, that's just kind of who I am. So, but, you know, I think that's the kid our kids love about it too, is because they know that when it's time to get dressed or dress up, I'm going to try to do my best.
At SEC Media Days, Dan Mullen anointed himself the most swagged out coach in the SEC.
Well, look, I can't give myself the own title. I mean, you'd have to ask my players that, but I think I could get my players, you know, I think they would possibly say, hey, I think Coach Niblett give him a run for his money. So I don't have on Adidas tennis shoes or anything today, but I do have on some pretty swag shoes today, though.
Do they ask you about the stuff? I mean, do you get peppered with questions?
Oh,
so
yeah.
At you
well, no. Well, the thing is they know when we go on the road, I'm going to dress up a little bit, and because I just feel like I ought to do that. It's just a respect for the game and respect for our players, and because we're going to a business attire, so they know I'm going to bring it, and they know I'm going to try to dress up, and so it's just something that I feel like I want to be professional in what I do, and that's ever how you feel like you are at your best. So, you know, it's kind of funny sometimes, and, you know, I'll leave the house sometimes, and my wife she'll try to tell me, hey, won't you wear this or that? I'm like, no, I need to pick it out myself or whatever, you know. So I only ask her advice, but every couple of times.
She proud of the shoes?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, she's proud of that one and a few other ones I got. So she gets mad because, you know, I take up over 3/4 of the closet. So we got to get that fixed too if we want to keep Mama happy.
Hey, just one last question real quick. I know that we're the media, so we notice a lot of the skill guys like quarterback and running back. Those guys jump out. But when you have unproven parts of those things, do you see competition really step up in the spring and the
you know, in the spring is what it is. I mean, you got 9 days to really get work in, really 8, and then you're playing like a spring game. But, you know, for us, you know, fall camp and in the summer, you know, seeing how guys are going to train, how they're going to push themselves, what kind of shape they're in going into camp, whether they're ready to compete or not. So we don't just put you out there and let you compete until we think you're ready to. So, you know, we feel like offensive line, D-line, we've had a great summer. We think those guys kind of started to tap into how good they could be in the spring a little bit, but we still felt like we were still long strides away from where we wanted to be. So we've made some strides in the summer. So now once camp starts, we got to gain some continuity in what we're doing and identity in what we're doing, and those guys up front on both sides of the ball are ones that's going to allow us to have that identity.